Olá pessoal, vamos dar continuidade à série Mestres e Controladores da Mia Kimberly. Vamos agora à parte 11B, Acordado, que é a continuação do último episódio exibido aqui, que foi dividido em duas partes.
Doing an effective job at researching and disseminating the truth and supporting yourself on top of it takes money. We know that better than anyone. But these people need not worry about money because they are already financially supported. A main objective of conferences is to keep people focused on topics that cannot be proven or things we cannot change anyway. No one is stopping particulate trails, and though it isn't used for what we think, no one is stopping geoengineering. But as long as they keep people's attention and they keep the debate going, they waste people's time on things that don't matter in the face of what is coming. While people go to conferences, watch videos, and try to convince others of what they think they know, the controllers have been doing the most important thing that matters, preparing to survive the catastrophe. And everyone else has been talking. Another goal is to scoop up and guide anyone in the truth-seeking arena that has an audience. Not everyone in the discussion that speaks at conferences or has a platform is in on it, but what conferences and clubs within the community do is control the direction of what is focused on and discussed. You don't get to come to conferences and speak unless you speak about what they allow. You don't get promoted by the ones with the power who steer the community if you don't follow the narrative they want. Many actually believe what they are saying and believe in those who spearhead these topics. But it's because they are just parroting what others have said and they are not thinking for themselves. Whether they just want to be part of something or they want attention and fame, they are playing into the hands of the deception. They attempted to do that with Brian. He was asked to join a Flat Earth conference and many other platforms. He declined all offers. Dane and others like him are most likely CIA, and we've already talked about what the CIA is and who controls it. For the purposes of this topic, I am using him and the topics he covers as an example. But the amount of people like him are numerous. This is to give you a guide to hold up against anyone you may listen to and believe in. Deciphering the truth is about paying attention to detail. Take a real close look at Dane Wigington and tell me what you see. Do you see a slick, smooth talker hired to perform a role? In a professionally filmed studio environment, filmed by people who know what they're doing? Using clandestine government technological companies, access to information is controlled. The controllers keep people asleep through their control methods, like with things like entertainment, social media, news, and sports. The ones that wake up, they steer towards their shills and the topics already formed, and these listeners, already being exposed to the controller's narrative, really think that they are waking up. When people start searching, they have to do it on platforms that exist, like Google and YouTube, and those entities funnel people with search results and recommended videos to these CIA puppets. The result? Total control of all information. You have three kinds of people in the truth community and on YouTube. Number one, the shills and CIA, paid by the controllers to say what they want them to say. Number 2, you have the parrots. People who parrot others and take shortcuts and follow the existing narrative because it sounds convincing instead of thinking for themselves. And the third kind is the real deal. People who understand the game and go against the narrative, seeking truth above all else, no matter what the cost. Unfortunately, Type 3s are in short supply, and you will rarely find them or hear from them. But if you do, you can bet that there will be large groups of paid agents attacking those people and smearing people's opinion of them. 95% of the people you listen to on YouTube are either purposely not saying everything and steering you away from what matters, or they just want to have exposure, so they follow the narrative so they can be promoted. Stop wasting your time on slick, likable content creators who ramble on for hours at a time on podcasts about theories and nothing truly verifiable. You may as well just be listening to Jim Carrey ramble in a comedy. Remember what it takes to get the studios, teams, equipment, exposure, and promotion of groups with influence in these communities. Remember, every time you focus on something that doesn't matter, there is a high cost that you will pay in the end. The only thing you can rely on is what you can see with your own eyes, know by experience, or figure out by critical thinking. But people want to take shortcuts, and those shortcuts have wasted months and years of valuable time that have kept them from the only thing that matters, the truth about the MCO.
The problem with most people is that they don't believe something can happen until it already has. It's not stupidity or weakness. It's just human nature.
I'm a resident of Fishlake. I run a business called Truffle Lodge, which is a spa with luxury accommodation. When the flood came in as fast as it did on Friday, I remained at Truffle Lodge until 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. Lost power, and then it realised it was sensible that I had to leave. Underwater, totally can't operate at the time being, and I don't know for how long. The news in the last 40 minutes or so that my insurance company have excluded flood from my policy.
Right. That wasn't what you expected.
No.
No.
So I feel really selfish in saying this, and I hope that other people in this village aren't in this boat. But I've lost my home and my business and my livelihood that I've worked so hard. And the girls who work for me or work with me, there's their livelihoods as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of them that, they're only young. Some of them have got, young families. And I've tried to look after them the best I can. And
Well, hopefully the insurance company will reconsider.
I think it will be unlikely, because I would think they will say there's a flood exclusion policy in place.
But has it flooded? It doesn't flood here though.
Fishlake has never flooded in 100 years.
Yeah. But has it flooded? It doesn't flood here though.
Fishlake has never flooded in 100 years.
Yeah.
So my, if you want to say anger, is with why has it now flooded? That it's happened, so we need to now establish why and how. So if you want to say anger, is with why has it now flooded? That it's happened, so we need to now establish why and how.
The problem with most people is that they don't believe something can happen until it already has. It's not stupidity or weakness. It's just human nature.
Time is the most important thing you have. Prioritize it. Stop squandering it.
There is a storm coming! Like nothing you have ever seen! And not a one of you is prepared for it!